Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I have a little bonus video for you guys today. Tomorrow, the Elysian Prophecy Dreamcast video will be going up, but today, as you know, we're doing the Elysian Prophecy book tag. Really quick before we jump in, there is an Instagram challenge for the Elysian Prophecy. I didn't get to properly announce it like I had wanted to, but it is still going on, so you can jump right on in and join, and one random person will be selected to win a signed paperback copy of the Elysian Prophecy. So the more days you participate in, the higher your chances of winning. All right, so I have 9 book tag questions related to the Elysian Prophecy, so let's jump right in. Number 1, A Secret Society, a book you love but no one talks about. Also, side note, I don't have a lot of these books because I've moved quite a bit growing up, and I'm starting my bookshelf now basically. So a lot of these books, most of them, I don't actually own. So, or I did at one time, but I don't anymore. Anyway, the book that I chose for this one was Shallow Graves by Callie Wallace. This book is about a girl who wakes up a year after she's murdered. So she wakes up and she finds out she has the ability to sort of identify if somebody has killed somebody else before, and there's a whole supernatural element to it, I guess. But it's a dark book, and it's one that I didn't really hear that much about, like on BookTube World or anywhere really. I feel like I kind of just like saw it a couple places and checked it out, and I really liked it. It is dark, but it's one of those like mysterious, like a deeper meaning, I guess. Question number 2, Voices, a scary novel that gives you the chills. I love scary books, which there is some scary stuff in the Elysian Prophecy, just so you're aware. For this, I chose Illuminae, which is a book I recently read by Amy Kristoff and by Jay Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. I combined them together. I don't have the first book, but this is actually the second book. I got it from the library, so I'm currently reading this one. Or I'm not currently reading it, I'm about to jump into this one, but Illuminae is basically about this planet that gets attacked, and there's refugees that go from this planet onto 2 different spaceships, and they're running from the bad guys the whole time. As they're running from the bad guys, one of their artificial intelligence systems kind of starts to go haywire, and there is an outbreak of it's like a biological weapon, it's like a virus. So it's like zombies. I love zombie movies, zombie book. So this book wasn't actually like a scary book per se, but I loved the parts that were scary. Like I was just reading and reading and reading. I love the whole book as in general, but the parts that were scary were like, oh, so good. Question number 3, Blood Crystals, a book with red on the cover. I actually do own this one. Cinder by Marissa Meyer. I love this book. This is a fairy tale retelling, and I actually have Winter. I got signed by Marissa Meyer. If you guys have not read this series and you like YA, like some small part of you likes YA, read this series. I absolutely love this series. I feel like it's one of my top series that I like because I just love the world. I love her writing. And if you're one of those people that loves audiobooks too, check out the audiobook. The narrator, she does an amazing job. Like, she would be my dream goals for a narrator for my own book. Like, this book is awesome. Number 4, Kidnapped, a standalone novel that you love. And for this one, I actually chose The Rest of Us Just Live Here by Patrick Ness. I listened to this one on audiobook as well, but this one is, oh gosh, how do I describe this one? This book is based in a world where I guess supernatural things, paranormal things have happened in the past. And then some weird stuff starts happening in their town, so it's basically like another supernatural thing is coming, but they can't really tell what, and it's almost like each generation has its own thing. So this book on audiobook was awesome as well. The narrator did a fantastic job. But one of the things I liked about this book that I thought was unique is the chapter headings told their own story. So it wasn't just like chapter 1, like the tree or something. It was like chapter 1 in which, and then it kind of would go into, I'm interested to see how they look in the book because I didn't read the book, but in the audiobook, some of them were like long, kind of long stories. So it was a separate story from the main story in the book, but it was related, it tied in together, and I thought that was really unique and I thought that was pretty cool. Number 5, Jessie, a bookish crush that you have. To find out more about Jessie, stay tuned for tomorrow's video where I go over the Dreamcast because I'll be explaining more about him and my other characters. For this one, I chose Kel from A Darker Shade of Magic series by Victoria Schwab or V.E. Schwab. I can never remember which one she writes under for this series. This is another fantastic series. I absolutely love this series, but the reason I chose Kel for this is his character was just, it's like that dark, brooding like character, but he's a great person. You can tell, like, she wrote his character so amazingly well. I mean, she created him to be so, I'm a writer and I can't use words. He has depth to his character that I really like. He's just a very well-written character, and then just some of the things he does, it's like, you can tell he's just a good person. He's a good person. Number 6, Elysia, a book that nailed a magical setting. I do have some of these. I have the illustrated editions, Harry Potter. How could I not choose this world? And I feel like anybody that does this tag is probably gonna choose this world as well. But anyway, you've probably read this book before, but if you haven't gotten the illustrated edition, I'm gonna see if I can hold this up without getting crazy. This, I feel like I'm like a teacher or something. Remember when your teachers would hold them like this? I used to love it. But the illustrations in this book are amazing. I can't wait for my niece to get older, like old enough where I can actually read this to her because, yes, I've been trying to get her into Harry Potter. I've been trying my best. But, of course, I can't do this tag and not talk about my own book, so I'm gonna tag myself as a runner-up to Harry Potter because a girl can dream, right? The magical setting within my novel, The Elysian Prophecy, most of it takes place in Elysia as the magical setting. Their hometown in Logan's Bluff does not contain really any magical elements to it. It's not like a magical place. So most of the magical setting takes place in Elysia, and you guys, I love this island. It is a tropical island. I'll put some kind of aesthetic pictures right here. But there's a lot of different elements to it because it is an old island. So there are a couple old buildings on the island, but there's also some new technology, some sort of like advanced technology to the island. There's a library that's totally, it's basically made of glass, and it kind of like glitters, glistens, glimmers, whatever word you want to use, in the sunlight. And it's not your typical library. There's a twist to that. But there's also a marketplace that's this cute. So it's got this huge lane of shops on either side, like a cobblestone walkway, and it's got these wisteria vines going across the top so they kind of like hang down above you. And it just looks so cute and so romantic. I saw this picture and it totally captured what I was going for. Elysia was definitely a fun place to develop, and spoiler for the series, Elysia is part of a continent. So it's not even the whole magical world. And I kind of mentioned one of the other cities in the Elysian Prophecy, but yeah. The second book might actually have a map, which is kind of funny because the first one doesn't, but the second one might. All right, number 7, Transmutation. What's your favorite fantasy animal? Transmutation is basically like entering the mind of an animal in the Elysian Prophecy. So for this, I chose dragons because dragons. I haven't read that many books to do with dragons. Actually, maybe only a couple. But they are one of my favorite fantasy creatures in general. And I have a book story. idea about dragons and I can't wait to write it one day. There's another one that I want to write first, but I love dragons. Number 8, Oracles, a book with magic folk. For this one I chose I chose to have a voice. And for this one I chose The School for Good and Evil by Soman Chainani. I don't know if I pronounced that last name right. For some reason that cannot come out of my mouth correctly. I can never get his name right. Anyway, this is a middle grade novel that is all of the kids basically like from, I guess, a graduating class they have their own fairy tale. So like the originals like Cinderella, Snow White, all of those started here. So these kids come from all over to be in fairy tales. So there's the wicked side and there is the good side, and each one of those, like, you could end up being a stump or like a pumpkin or something like that if you're a bad wicked person, or you could end up being like a bird or like some cute creature that helps the good side if you're like a bad good person. But if you're at the top of the class, you get to have the starring roles. I cannot wait. I don't know if they're making it into a movie. I thought I read something about that, but I would love if this series made it into being a movie. I think this would just be the coolest movies. I'm sorry, my voice. My throat hurts. And last up is Brethren, a book with a core group that you love. For this one, I chose 6 of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. This book is, I forget actually how many, it's been a little while since I've read this book and I haven't read the sequel, but there is a core group of thieves that have to basically pull off this grand heist. I love this group of characters because each one of them is so different, and there is magical elements within this story. I love this entire book. It's got like a great setting to the story. The cast of characters for this book is phenomenal. Each one of them you get to follow their point of view. However briefly, you get to follow their story. So you see there's a lot of character development, and I almost feel like stories like this with multiple point of views just goes by so quickly. You read it so fast because you like fall in love with another character, and then like part of you wants to go back to the previous character. So you're kind of like doing this juggling of like, oh, what's happening with this character, and oh, this character's backstory, and then like another one's introduced to you and then you love that one too, and even like bad characters you love. So this is just a great cast, a group of friends, and I definitely need to read the second book. I can't believe I haven't read it yet. I cannot believe that my debut novel comes out in 7 days. It just blows my mind. The link to pre-order my novel is down below. I am tagging all of y'all to do this tag. If you don't have a YouTube channel, feel free to do it on your blog. You can post a link down below. If that doesn't work, tag me on Twitter, because I would love to see, regardless of where you post it, tag me on Twitter because I want to see y'all's tags. I want to see what you guys pick for all these. Or if you don't want to do that, just drop a line down below with the answer to your favorite couple questions. So yeah, let's just start a whole discussion about books, because all of us love books. Hey, maybe I can do a little video of the puppies. You guys want to see my dogs? You silly. Oh, now you talk? Where's Rocky? Here he is. Oh gosh. Poor Rocky. He has half a haircut right now. Don't make fun of him. We started shaving him and we didn't totally finish, so. You are so handsome. You sound like a pig. All right, Kira, say goodbye. All right, I will see you guys for tomorrow's video, which is again the dream cast for all the characters in the Elysian Prophecy. Just kidding, not all of them, there's too many for that, but the main characters. Bye guys.